Hello, I'm Walter Noason, the Life Sciences Product Manager for IndySoft. Welcome to today's Tip Tuesday, which will be on the Configuration Changes Utility Part 2 on documentation. Last August, we did a Tip Tuesday introducing you to the Configuration Changes Utility changes across 10 configuration areas as an electronic record. Pretty cool. In regulated industries such as biomedical, it is critical to maintain the calibration database in a validated state. This validated state includes effective audit trail of configuration change revision levels and objective evidence of robust configuration change testing. Tip Tuesday Part 1 covered the revision level audit trail perspective. And Tip Tuesday Part 2, today, we will go over the robust testing objective evidence aspect of effective validated state. Today, we will share a change control document template, then show an example of an event configuration change displaying the calibration.com configuration change utility, and the change control form with an attached testing script. Let's go to the change control template. There are 4 parts of this change control template. You have the change details here in pink, and then you have the change request completion and approval section here in orange. So in this change request area is where you'll put contact information. You'll do the description of the change, and then what is the reason or rationale for wanting to or needing to do the change, and then the priority level, whether it's critical, urgent, or routine. In the second area, the change request review, is where you'll identify whether the rationale was sufficient to accept going forward. You'll identify the importance aspect of what was the revision level current state and what will be the future state revision level. For example, going from revision level 1 to revision level 2. You will identify a risk assessment classification, in this case high, medium, or low, and then the ongoing or equivalent testing method that correlates to the risk assessment, then the appropriate signatures. In the third section, the change details, you'll have a summary sign-off of the testing results. Did it fully pass? Was it a limited pass with accepted deviations, which you will identify in the comments section? Or did it fail and the change will not be made, and then you can put your comments down in the testing comments area. You will also attach a testing script page to this form, and we'll show an example of that when we actually do the event change example later. And then in section 4 here, you'll have the completion and approval sign-offs to execute the change. So that's the template. So now let's go into an actual event configuration change. We'll go back to the main screen of calibrations.com. And the example that we're going to use is yesterday I went ahead and did a print label event change where we modified the label size choices and added a new choice. There's 3 parts of this workflow that we'll demonstrate to show the overall aspects of the event change. So first, we'll go into the workflow configuration to show how we actually made the event change. Then we'll show the configuration change utility and how it automatically did an audit trail of the action that we performed. And then we'll go to the change control form, the completed form, to show how it would look when it's all filled out with an attached test script. Okay, so we're going to go to the menu choice up here. Click on it. We're going to go to the configuration section and open up the workflow configuration module where you would actually execute the event changes for the future state. So it should be loading up. So the first thing you do is go into this area and identify and pull up the event that you wanted to make your change to. It typically defaults to the calibration event. In this case, because I just recently did the planning for this Tip Tuesday yesterday and went into the print label event, it's still remembering that I did that. And so it's showing up. So going forward, you have 22 elements or tabs on doing changes to this print label event. Ours is a pretty simple change, actually. And so what we're going to do is go right to tab 17 for the pull-down list of choices for the technician to open up the print label event and select from a pull-down list which size label do they need to put on that instrument to complete that action, whether it's calibration, repair, PM, such. In this example, I went ahead and added a 1.5 inch selection on the event list, and then I saved the event. In this case, I'm not doing any changes, so I can do finished. And so this is where you actually make a configuration change. I've already saved it, so I'm not going to save it again. All right, so that completed the actual execution of a configuration change. Now we're going to go to the change utility and show how it automatically did an audit trail of a revision level. So open up the menu choice again, go to the monitoring section, and open up the configuration changes utility. And here you'll see what I did yesterday in planning for this Tip Tuesday is I opened up the print label event in workflow configuration, changed the section 17 of the pull down list and added a new label size choice. And it shows here that my comment was added new label size of 1.5 inch. It shows who I am. It shows that the revision level now for that event is 2 from 1. And if we go here to the right, you'll see some more information about the IndySoft or calibrations.com version and database version and who was the user that made the change. So all part of the configuration change utility showing the automatic audit trail that was generated in concert with the workflow configuration. So what I've demonstrated so far is the automatic audit trail nature of revision level tracking, which is one component of a robust validated state. Now we will show the change control form, the completed change control form. So I'm going to close out of that. And here is the completed change control form filled out along with the testing script that I have configured for this configuration change. So let's go a little more detailed here. So section 1 filled out the information, described it as a add new calibration label size at 1.5 inch to the print label event. The rationale is there was a new manufacturing test console added to calibrations.com IndySoft, which requires a new size calibration label, and the priority level is routine because it's pretty straightforward. The review was that it was accepted. The change level went from 1 to 2. The risk assessment was medium because it does not impact product quality processes, but it's above an administrative change. And therefore, the testing method can be unscripted to match the medium risk level. If it was a high level risk level, you would do a scripted testing method. Got the appropriate sign-offs there. Sorry about that. Got the change details. It fully passed. Pretty simple. Test script passed without any issues. And then the sign-offs of the person who executed the event, which was me, and then my manager. Script here is based on a template when we validated the software. So now we're using the same test script, but in a more detailed level, identifying the expected result and then the actual result with did it pass or fail, the objective evidence of the screens, which the FDA inspectors like to see, and then the final testing showing that the screen was completed as planned and the print label contains the same information as the electronic event record, pass, and then the sign-offs. So in summary, tracking configuration changes is actually difficult to do and not a typical feature of many calibration software. We showed how calibration.com configuration change utility automatically audit trails event revision levels, and then how the change control template document documents the robust testing. With these two elements, you have met the FDA requirements of maintaining the software validated state for configuration changes. I hope that you will find this Tip Tuesday valuable in your regulated industries and trying to document effectively your configuration changes, like for events. If you would like a copy of the change control document, you can send me an email request with your contact information and I will get you a copy. Thank you very much for attending this Tip Tuesday and have a nice day.